Hey everybody, I'm Veljko, and in this video I'm gonna show the quirks and features of my IS250. This car is from 2009, but the actual generation started in 2005. And because I bought this car so recently, I am gonna probably later on figure some more features than what I know right now. But still, there's gonna be a lot of quirks and features, so let's get to it. The first thing is actually not about the car, it's about the remote and what it can do. Now this is the remote for this car. It looks very nice and heavy feeling, but there's like a secret feature that if you hold this unlock button for 5 seconds, the car will lower down all the windows. So when it's like a hot day and you want all the hot air to go out before you get in the car, you just hold this button for 5 seconds. Or you still have to hold it and it gets down. And that's the same thing with the lock. You have to hold it and it goes up. Very, very cool feature for hot days, and I don't think that many cars have this. Now, another cool feature that this car has is a small tunnel to cool the brakes. Now, it's not that big. I mean, the tunnel starts in this area, and then it goes right through the car and exits where the wheels are, somewhere here, and it's direction in the way to, of course, cool the brakes down. Now the next interesting quirk has to do with this mirror. There's actually two quirks, but this is gonna be the first one, and that is during the night it has the little light underneath the mirror, so it lights the ground up when it's like dark and muddy. So the car is taking care of you not to step in some mud or something. And it might be a gimmick for somebody, but for me it's actually a very, very cool idea. I mean, it even makes you feel special because when you're approaching the car, it automatically lights up. So it's like it's inviting you into the car, and I love that. The next feature is about the wipers, and that is that it has the little heaters for wipers specifically. Now again, as I said, I just bought this car and I didn't drive this car during winter, and I'm so excited to try them on, and I think it's gonna be so useful because during winter the wipers are so important and they're the ones that get stuck very easily to the windscreen, and I'm not really a fan of doing this during the winter. So that's a very useful feature, at least to me, where there's snow. The next cool and again useful feature has to do with the side mirrors again. And that is that the side mirrors move down during parking in reverse. So let's say I have to park going in reverse. So what the side mirrors will do when I go to reverse, I'll just let you see. So I'm going in reverse. As you can see, they move to the ground, and that helps a lot because you're now able to see if you're gonna bump into something or there's something going in your way. To me, again, it saved me a few times and it really, really works well. But of course, you have the choice to turn it off if you don't like it. So now I'm just gonna put it in park and they go back to the normal position. The next quirk is this part, the gear labels. Now, they are normal as in any other automatic car, but the cool idea they had is to put the invisible sticker on this black shiny area. So after some time, like 10 years later, this is gonna produce probably some scratches and everything. And once you have too many scratches that it's not attractive anymore, you just peel this off and it's gonna be like brand new from the factory. Next up on my list are the needles, or I should say the needle dance. Now this car, when you turn it on, the two big needles do the, let's say, round check. Now I know what you're saying. I mean, plenty of other, even cheaper cars has that, but this one is more special and they paid attention to little details. So let me explain. The first two needles that light up are the biggest one for RPMs and for speedometer. They first do the dance, and then the other gauges and instrument table glows white after. The next small feature that makes this car so cool and so exciting is the rings on the gauges. Now look at the orange ring on the RPM gauge, how it's gonna glow orange when I go past, I think, 5,000 RPMs. Or 5.5. So that orange ring is like telling you when to shift or something. Also the speedometer right here also has it to set the speed that you like. How you're gonna set that up, there's a speed indicator and tach indicator. So if I put it on, it's set up at 5.5. So now I'm just adjusting to what RPM I like. This can be like a gimmick, but I actually like it. It gives this car more personality, I don't know. So I'm gonna set it to 5.5, and again, you saw that orange ring. Now let's see the speedometer. I set it to 130 because that's the speed limits for highways, but I can set it to whatever I like, 200, 180. The next interesting thing is about safety. During this generation, Lexus really cared for the safety of this car, and that's why they introduced the knee airbag. I don't know if that's the first knee airbag in a production car. I don't know, I have to check that out. But for both driver and passenger, they have the knee airbags, and that's like for 2006, it was very extraordinary for a car. Another small feature is this main light for interior. I just like how it turns on and turns off. It doesn't just turn off immediately. So I'll just demonstrate. When you turn it off, it slowly turns on. It gives this car more of a luxury and relaxing feeling. As you can see, very, very cool. And also the crazy thing is that they equipped this car with LED lights. Now in 2006, I mean, this is way ahead of its time that they started to put LED lights for this car. Again, it's amazing. I don't have to change the lights to LED. And they are also equipped at the back as well. And even more interesting is that there's a little LED in the middle, as you can see. The purpose of that little LED is to light up this center console area. So during the night, it's not gonna be pitch black. Another little quirk that I found out in this car is the traction control. Now, when you press it, it shows on the display that the traction control is off. But actually, you didn't. The traction control isn't off, or it's very mildly off. It's not totally off. Now, what you have to do to turn it off is to hold it for 5 seconds, and then it's gonna appear on the dash that it's off. As you can see there's a little icon. So very strange how you have to not press it, but hold it for 5 seconds in order to fully disable it. And while we are here, I just want to explain this button as well. This button here is for sporty driving, and there's also a mode for snow. Now what's interesting with snow is that when you go to that mode, the car is gonna start in second gear to prevent the slipping with tires. I just wanna show you, yeah, as you can see, it's in second gear. Next up is about the CD player. The CD player in this car can have 6 CDs inside, and you can switch between them. As you can see now, I only have one, but it supports 6 of them, which is amazing because the sound in the car is the best when you're playing via CD. So the fact that there's a space for 6 CDs is a very, very useful feature. Another little quirk is this button here. What that button does is clean the cabin in the car when you're going through some stinky areas or something. And with this button, it takes like 10 to 15 seconds to clean the cabin and makes it so fresh. And I tried it and it works very, very fine. And again, you don't find this in plenty of cars. I mean, it's quite unusual button and feature. The next useful feature that I'm going to talk about is about the power seats. Now they have the usual power seat options, but what I actually like is the lumbar, that they have to adjust the lumbar how much you like, and that comes in handy in long distance travels, or in general for people who cares about their spine. It comes in handy very well, so you don't have to put on your seat those lumbar support. And we came to the last weird and interesting feature in this car, and that's the card holder. And it's in unusual place because it's supposed to be here, right? Like inside. But no, they put it on the outside. And I searched through the internet and I found out that they did that because when you are covering the sun with this on the sides, you have to do like this, right? You have to rotate it. Now, if this card holder was on the other side, the wind that's coming from the outside can blow the cards away. And that's why they put it on the outside of the sunshade. Now, I don't put my cards in that place, but still, it's interesting nonetheless. And that's about all the features for this car. Let me know which one is your favorite. And I mean, there's a lot of features that I missed, but they were small enough to not mention it and not make the video so long. But trust me, this car is filled with many little features. Those are just the ones that I most like and that's most interesting. So yeah, that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.